Hey, what's going on YouTube? Jay here with Homebrewed Vapes. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build a couple nano coils, and I'm going to install that in my Marquis RDA and show you guys how she vapes. Get a little flavor build going here, so sit back and show you guys how I do this. Alright guys, and here's what we're going to do. Going to use my trusty old 24 gauge Canthal. Make some dual coils here. And the reason why I'm doing nanos in this is the Marquis is not really a big airflow type RDA. So with the nanos you get to utilize a little bit of the airflow that's already there. And what I'm going to be using is an 18 gauge blunt tip syringe needle. If you don't have one of these, you can use an Allen wrench. I've got a little Allen about the size that I use. It's just a little bit easier to do on this for me. So, and we're going to do a 10 wrap. Nice tight wraps. Four. And there's our 10. Now what you're going to have to keep in mind is this first wrap, usually not going to use that, so we'll undo that wrap there. And then we're going to try to focus in a little bit better here. There we go. Well, for a second, put some light on here. I know my stuff's cheap. Sorry guys. I think I was better without the light. Okay, well, we'll do it like this. See if you can see it a little bit better this way. There we go. And all I'm going to do is just tighten this up. Give it a good push. Up against there. And what you're going to have to adjust here, slide this down. Go ahead and put this light back on. I know this is kind of a pain, guys. I apologize. I don't have the greatest stuff here, but doing what I can with what I got. So here we go. Now, I like to bring it on the back side. This way, when you tighten it, it kind of draws it in. There we go. And then bring it in nice and tight. Try to keep your coil straight up and down, like so. And then I just take my cutters or something that you can get in here with and just kind of tighten these two leads up here. Pull it nice and tight. And we'll tighten up this screw. Get that nice and tight. Now, I know you see, or at least I've seen, a lot of guys pull this screw out here, and actually you don't have to. I find it's a little harder actually pulling that screw out, because if you got fingers like me where they're a little bit of fat fingers, it's a pain in the butt trying to get that screw back in there. So I just loosen it enough to where the wire fits in between that crown, the crown and the base of the screw. Set it in there like so. Just kind of pull it over to where it sits in place a little bit like that. And I'll go ahead and wiggle off this negative lead here. There we go. Alright, there's our first one. And as you can see, it's not entirely in front of that. Sorry, let me try to get you to see that. Let's turn the light off here. There we go. It's not entirely in front of that air hole, but I don't want it that way. I want that air to be able to come around there on both sides, because with the Marquis, I know on camera it looks like, oh, those are pretty good size holes, but if you've got one of these, you know that they're not really that big. So I want to utilize as much of that airflow as I can. That's why I'm doing the nanos. But it is really actually a good vape, and whenever I show you how I wick it, it'll kind of make sense on why I bring it in that close to the post and leave that outside open, because the wick's going to come right around there. But I'll show you that here in just a second. Let's go ahead and get our second coil built real quick. Got our 24 gauge. Here, let me scoot this over. Zoom back out. I promise one of these days I'm going to get a good camera, but it's just not in the budget right now. So here, there's 1, 2, 3. Alright, and there's our second coil. It's in wraps. We'll go ahead and slide it down into here. Same thing. Bring it around. Alright, turn the light back on for you. Zoom in. Wow. Sucker's bright. There we go. This is where it sucks having big fingers, but it's alright. We make it work. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and tighten down the center post a little bit for now, just to hold that one in place. And yeah, this is a little bit fiddly, but you get the hang of it. Show you what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of holding that in place. I'm going to take my cutters and just kind of wrap it around there nice and tight. Like so. Pull her nice and tight. There we go. So now we'll tighten down that negative post. Get rid of this lead. Alright, let's get this positive hooked up here. Now, like I was saying, I don't pull this all the way out. I just pull it out enough to fit that wire up in there. Sorry, I don't know if you can see this out great. I'm going to try to zoom in here. Anyway, we're going to pop this down right here. And that's it. Tighten up that positive post. Need to bring this in a little bit though. Hold on. Time to get out the pliers. There we go. Alright, now we'll tighten up that positive post. And these I'm just going to snip off. Actually, that one don't look like it tightened down for some reason. So, give her another twist. Alright, so here's what we got. Back out of here. There you go. Give you an idea what it'll look like from above. And now we're just going to tighten these coils up. Fire them up. Make sure I'm not turned up too high here. Oh no, we're only at 21 watts. Pull these up a little bit. All right, one looks good. Tighten up this one. And this one's a little bit cockeyed, so we're going to straighten her out. Tighten her up. Nice and even. There we go. And that is at about 40, we'll call it 41 watts. There you go. So now we're going to wick her up. Take about 3 inches of this stuff. About 2.5, 3 inches. Pull it apart. And then we're going to thin this out. Let me move this out of the way. We're going to thin this out a little bit because with these nano coils, all you're needing is just enough to make good contact with the coil so you don't get any hot spots. And we're going to kind of, if you've done the Nano Dragon, if you've done the Nano Dragon, this is kind of the same kind of wicking process, just on a Marquis or Veritas, if you want to do it on there. Little different kind of system on that, but same idea. So we bring it through behind the first coil, like so. And then we're going to bring it in behind the second coil, which I think, yeah, that started coming apart on me. I really got to get me some Japanese cotton and try that out. I have not been able, I haven't worked with any of that yet. I know some guys swear by it, but if you have fenders like me, it's kind of pain in the ass. But you can do it. For each. Alright, I'm good. Second part of this. Diamond. This is our version. Full on clear. Okay. And we're going to thin this up as we're pulling it through, because it doesn't need to be real thick. This is kind of what I like about organic cotton, is it's pretty easy to work with. Alright, so now we got it behind our coils, and all we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like a figure 8 kind of deal. Bring this first one around, and make sure you leave that top of the coil open, like so. And now we're just going to take our tweezer and just kind of tuck that down a little bit to hold itself in place. Make sure you're covering the coil all the way around, and then just kind of pull that apart, and we'll tuck the rest of it down into the cup or juice well. Okay, second tail, same thing. Leave that top open, bring her around, figure 8 type pattern, and we'll tuck this other part down into this juice well. There we go. And like I said, we'll just pull this one apart. Now, here's where we got to do some work to make sure that the coils stay nice and covered. So we'll pull it in, around, just nice and even, like so. Now let's juice her up, fire it, make sure we don't have any hot spots, and adjust. And I'm already making a mess. There we go. Let that soak in. And what are we sitting at? We're at 40 watts. Let's turn her up to about 60. There you go. So you can see 3.9 volts. And don't see any hot spots. Got a nice, back out of here. Okay, now see how that one's blowing out really good and that other one just started turning red? That's where we got to work on making sure our cotton's hitting all the way around the coil. Alright, juice her back up. That looks pretty good right there. Other than having juice everywhere. Messy. The life of a vapor. Okay, I put my cap on there and we'll take it out. Show you how she vapes. Alright guys, Marquis dual nanos on a 18 gauge blunt tip syringe. Vaping at 60 watts comes out to 0.2, I'm going to say probably about 0.28, 0.29 ohms on that, a 10 rep 24 gauge dual. So see how she vapes. Wow. Now, the flavor on it is phenomenal for an RDA. And I say RDA loosely because I've gotten used to vaping on this thing here, the Delta, where you get a really good flavor out of the Delta. Vapor production really good also, not like an RDA, but the Marquis is known for flavor. So, but at 60 watts, it's actually a pretty warm vape at 3.9 volts. So let's turn it down 55 watts. Warm, fairly dense, and flavor is great. And one thing I love about this Marquis is this. Just take the top cap off, drip right down in there on your coil. And the airflow actually is really good. Even having the cotton, it looks like it's nice and thick there, but if you look behind it, there's some space behind it for the airflow to come around. And then you've got room between the cap and the sides and on this wall for the airflow to surround your cotton. And if you want more airflow, then flip it over. Go all 3 holes right there. Get an annoying whistle. Sorry guys, you gotta excuse me. I was in the hospital this morning. Had some lung issues and I'm all congested and crap, so ain't feeling the greatest, but it's 4:30 in the morning. Had to do something, so I figured I'd make a video. Got bored. Yeah, I can't handle the whistle. So let's go back to 2 holes. For a Marquis, that's a decent cloud. I mean, I've gotten better clouds out of this thing, but then I lost a little bit of the flavor, just like you normally do when you build like that for more clouds. But this is 7030 VGPG juice that I made. Actually, this is the juice that I made on my DIY juice video, so I don't know if you can tell or not, but it has gotten darker since I made it. So it's steeped really nice, and the flavors come out nice and rich. I mean, it's really good flavor. So yeah, and like I said, that's at 55 watts. Let's turn it down. Go down to 45. The longer I've been vaping on these RDAs and stuff, I kind of got away from the cloud chasing part and just got into the flavor and just the satisfaction of vaping, you know. I do build low still sometimes, just when I'm hanging around my brother and his friends and stuff, and they all vape, and I built them some coils this past weekend. Actually, I built them dual parallel 22 gauge that ohmed out at 0.08 ohms, and using good batteries on a mech mod. One of them's a unregulated box that I was telling you guys about, my buddy had, and then the other one was my brother's. And he's just got a single 18650, but I mean, no thing's put out hella. And I was vaping on a 0.2, I think it was 0.25 ohm on my Mutation X version 2. And we were doing a little cloud competition in our shop over there, and showing them that I could just turn the wattage up and get the same kind of flavor, you know, cloud production is what they were getting with 0.08 ohm, and I was at 0.25 ohm. So, I mean, it's safer, and that's one of the things I was trying to talk about before with the regulator box mod. That's why I love these things so much, is you can get the same kind of vapor output and flavor output as you do with a really low ohm build, and it's just safer to do it. And yes, I do use good batteries. You know, I use the Samsung 25Rs. He's using Samsung 25Rs and Sony VCT 5s in his unregulated box mod. Excuse me. But anyway, 45 watts. Let's see what we get. Wow. I think I like that better, actually. 45 watts, 3.4 volts. And it was just like automatic flavor in your mouth. Really good. And getting great airflow, actually, out of this thing. So that's what I like. That's what I had in here before, and I just took it out instead of cleaning them up. I figured I'll do a build video, show you guys how I do it. But let's take her down to 40. I want to see how low we can go and still get a good vape out of it. Because so far it's still warm at 45 watts. So 40 watts. Let's see if you guys, oops, sorry. If you guys can see that. $40 watts, still a good vape. Cooling off a little bit, but I got a little spit back on that one, so I'd say probably need to keep her up about 42, 43 watts. I could probably be happy. So let's go 42. Perfect. For me, perfect. And again, that's the great thing about these regulated mods. You don't have to dial in the coil to what you want. You dial in the wattage to what you want. But yeah, dual 24 gauge Nano Coils, Marquis RDA. Good vapor production, good flavor, great flavor production. But just for shits and grins, we'll go up to like 70 watts, see what we get. 4.2 volts. Hear me. Yeah, I gotta get a better camera. I've been using my phone doing these videos, and camera's just not in my budget right now, but I promise one of these days I will get one. My videos will be a lot better than this, but wow. Great warm vape. Really warm vape. No spit back. No gurgling. Good flavor production. We'll juice her up and see how far we can get with 8 drops. God, I can't wait to get over this stuff. So we'll go 70 watts, 8 drops, see how far we can get. Tip's getting hot. Wow. Still got a good amount of juice in there. But, yeah, tip got hot on me, so lips are starting to burn a little bit. So we'll give it a break at 5. But I could probably get another 5 or 6 out of that at least. So I'd say probably about 10, 11 pulls at least out of 8 drops at 70 watts. And get a nice warm vape. Good flavor. But like I said, actually lower wattages. This thing still does really good. $50 watts. We'll keep it there for now. But anyway, that's how you do it, guys. Any questions, whatever, comment below. CASA.org. Guys, fight for your right to vape. Get on there, check out and see what's going on in your state. See what you guys can do. Thevapedom.com. Vapors Forum. Lots and lots and lots of new people signing up on there. Some great videos. They've got a TV channel out now also. I know like Mike Vapes, Brian from the Vapor Chronicles, and Butt Kickers have their own little channel. I think it's called the Vape Team or something like that. But check it out. It's actually pretty good. The Vape TV. And those guys, I'm sure, are going to put on a great show for you guys. I don't know. I talked to them about doing my own show and see where that goes. But I know with the equipment and everything I have, it's not the greatest outcome for videos or whatever. But like I said, I'm going to try to get some better equipment to do these videos and stuff, because this is something I love doing. Love sharing this with you guys. And as far as my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. I know Mike sent a lot of you guys over here, and Mike, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it greatly. And yeah, a lot more videos to come. I've been kind of busy the last couple weeks. Like I said, I've been redoing my brother's kitchen. We totally gutted it out, and drywall's up, paint's up, cabinets just came in. So I'll be putting cabinets and stuff in here pretty soon. Had a transmission I had to replace, so I kind of got behind on my videos and stuff. But I'm going to definitely try to get some more videos out here soon. So this week I will probably have a couple build videos coming up. I want to show you guys how to build some higher ohm builds to put in these things to use on your regulated box mods, because I know a lot of you guys, the Scaly 150 is a great box mod. I love this thing. I'm trying to order. I finally found a site that had it in stock, but the Smoke X Pro M80, I really wanted to get one of those in to play with, so I'm going to try to get one of those coming in here in the next week or two. I think they said it was like 3-day shipping, so probably next week I'll have my box in. But I know a lot of you guys are using like the iStick 50s and some of the 30-watt mods and stuff like that, so doing some of the builds like I do, where it's 0.2, 0.3 ohms, it's a little too low to get a good vape at those low wattages. So I want to show you guys how to do some of these builds that you can use on your regulated box mods, that you can get a great vape, great flavor, and still get great vapor production out of. And I've got me a new, I just made an order, got some 32 gauge Canthal and some 28 gauge Canthal. I've got that 36 gauge Nichrome. Going to do some twisted builds, going to do some just straightforward coil builds, do some parallels, some quad parallels, and none of the eddies that I have, I'm not able to do the sleeper coils on. The Marquis I could probably do a sleeper coil on, probably be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I could try to do it. Also, I had a request to do a horizontal coil build on the Delta 2 stock coil, not the RDA or not the RBA, but the stock coil that comes with them. So I'm going to shoot one of those videos also, get that out there for any of you guys who are interested in seeing something like that. But definitely, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. Appreciate it to all my viewers out there that have signed up. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. Any questions, any comments, please leave them below, and I'll definitely get to them when I can. And thank you guys for watching. So until next time, good luck, and I'll catch you later.